Yes, sir. We back. We are back. We back. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to cut that out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Pacman King Podcast. You know what I'm saying? It's not a podcast, it's just me just talking words and doing stuff. It's almost a new NFL season. Man. I'm still thinking about what happened last year. It's almost a new NFL season. Here we go. So, as we get closer to training camp, yeah, don't mind the clip in my hair because I did something. I gotta keep it down. All right. So, it's almost time for training camp to start, which means we will be officially back about what's the date? 18. About 10 days from now. Around 10 days from now, something like that. Or about a week. A week to a week and a half from now. We will be back. So I'm gonna be doing this little series, I guess you could call it. I'm posting my top 10s at specific positions. I don't know if I'm gonna do every position. I know for sure you're gonna see QB, you're gonna see running back, you're gonna see receiver, and you're probably gonna see corner. For sure. And then I got a few other positions that I was thinking about. But obviously we're gonna start out with the big boys. And I'm gonna just put it right down. My top 10 QBs for the now before y'all flip out on me, because y'all are some biased motherfuckers that love your teams and junk like that. Before y'all freak out on me, my criteria for posting these top 10s are how they performed last year. This has nothing to do with skill, talent, ability, their career numbers, their entire full-on career. This is based off of last season, just purely off last season, and what things are looking like for them coming into this season. That's what it looks like. That's how I base this top 10. So obviously, I'm gonna start at 10. 10 was kind of tough because it was like there were 3 different people I was considering, but I mostly went with just 2. Derek Carr and Lamar. Starting with Derek Carr. Derek Carr, to my opinion, has never generally been a top 10 quarterback. I mean, he's had some top 10 seasons, but he's never really been a top 10 quarterback. But he had a really good year last year. I think he had like 4,800 yards or something like that. Hold on, 4,800 yards. Is that right? Did he do that? Derek Carr. I got lists down here. I'm looking at because I want to know the stats, because this is pure, like I said, this is purely based off of last season's performance and what things are looking like for them this season. Yeah, he had 4,800 yards, 23 touchdowns, 40 interceptions. I mean, godly, if somebody threw 40 interceptions in a season, that coach is dumb. But 23 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. 4,800 yards. That's a lot for what they did. And this team, the Raiders, I think this year are going to be pretty daggum good. I think that I can easily see them winning at least 11 games. And well, I ain't gonna say at least 11 games. I think at their best they can win 12 to 11 games. Because their defense is still kind of suspect. It's still kind of suspect. I don't know who their corners are. Or their linebackers. I mean, who they got playing DB? Who their elite DBs? They ain't got no elite DBs. They don't have elite linebackers. They did get somebody. I don't remember who they got, but they did get somebody for their defense. But they have Max Crosby, and Max Crosby's pretty good. He was a Pro Bowler last year. Now is he elite? I don't know about that, but we will see. how he turns out this year. But this is Derek Carr, right? Offensively, you got Devontae Adams. There it is. Like, there it is. He's the. That's for later. But you got Devontae Adams. Like, that immediately makes you a better team and a better player. If you have a player like Devontae Adams. You got Josh Jacobs. He ain't great. But it's not like he's. But at one point, he was considered a top 5 running back. At one point. So, I mean, who knows what happens there. You still got Waller. They just re-signed Hunter Renfrow to a nice little deal. And now you got Devontae Adams. This team is set up to win at least 10 games, right? They can be a 12-win team. I think they can easily be a 12-win team. Depends on how their defense plays. But the Raiders can easily be a 12-win team. I projected them having, well, I've been all over the place, but I've had them going as low as 9 wins and as high as 12 wins. So that 9 to 12 range, they can easily hit that. What was their record last year? 10-7? I think they can do better than that next year. I think they'll be better than that this year. So Derek Carr I put at 10, and I also added in Lamar, everybody probably is like, oh, you're putting Lamar at 10, you are trash. This ranking's already garbage. Blobbity blah blah blobbity blah blah blah. Buddy. Look, I don't like Lamar. So maybe that could be some bias. Because I don't like Lamar. I hate him. Which is funny because I used to like him in college. But I mean, look, let's look at it objectively. He lost his best receiver, Marquise Brown. You got Rashad Bateman, who is kind of unproven. He made flashes, but don't almost every receiver makes flashes at one point? Like, at some point, almost every single receiver makes some type of great play that makes you think that they're going to be a good receiver. He didn't do that on a consistent basis. You got Devin Duvernay, who's like, he's not much. Now, you do have Mark Andrews, yes, and he's going to feed Mark Andrews like a mug all season this year. I know that for sure. He's going to feed Mark Andrews. And you do get J.K. back, J.K. Dobbins. And we'll talk about him when I do the next video. I'm not going to lie, I don't even know when I'm going to do the next video. But, but this is really a make or break year for Lamar. Because last year, he was hurt for a lot of the year. And when he played, he wasn't spectacular. He didn't look like the 2019 Lamar. I don't think he's looked like that since, honestly. He doesn't look like MVP. He hasn't looked like MVP Lamar in the last 2 years, and now he's mad that they won't give him a contract because it's like he's probably asking for more money than they're willing to give out because it's not like he's looked like Josh Allen, who deserved his contract, or anything Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers. I'm not gonna say Brady because him and Brady are two completely different players. But and him and Rodgers to a certain extent. But Rodgers could run a little bit. Not like Lamar. But still, to a certain extent, Lamar really hasn't. He's lived up to the expectations. I'm not saying he hasn't done that. But I'm saying that the expectations have grown for him and he hasn't reached those. Right? Because his rookie year he didn't play a lot, but he played well when he came in. And then the Ravens went 14-2. They went 14-2, and he won the MVP. They got shocked by my boys, but they went 14-2. They were the 1 seed, and he was MVP. You can't say that expectations weren't raised after that season. All right, you can't say that. And in the next year, he plays well, but he doesn't have the MVP season. Or he doesn't have an MVP season. The Ravens are like, what seed were they? What seed were we? Were we the 4th seed that year in 2020? I think they were the 5th seed. They beat us. Yay, good for them. And then they got boo-booed on, and then they got destroyed by the Bills. So, I mean, but Lamar ain't clutch. He ain't that clutch, at least. I put it like that. He's not that clutch. And it's just like going into this season with the talent he has on offense, I don't know. I think the Ravens are being a little overhyped. Yeah, they had a lot of injuries, and a lot of those players are going to be back. But at the same time, it's like even when you had those players, it's not like y'all were. I mean, it's not like y'all went to the Super Bowl or anything. I mean, come on. And Lamar didn't take you there, so I mean, this is really the make or break year. Can Lamar win it with less talent? Because last year he had talent. Well, not really. So let's put an asterisk on last year because he was hurt. But at the same time, in 2019, he had way more talent. They were elite pretty much everywhere on defense, and then they choked in the second round. That's what they did. So when it comes to Lamar, it's going to be tough to really say what he can do. That's why I put him at 10. He doesn't have much help coming off of an injury-riddled season. If he has another injury-riddled season, I honestly don't think he's going to stay on the Ravens. Simple as that. They haven't offered him a contract. This is his 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. This is his 5th year. Dang. It's already his 5th year. Golly, folk get old quick. But this is his 5th year. He's playing on a 5th-year option. If he doesn't play, and they didn't give him a deal before the season started, unless they do it. Well, at least they haven't yet. I think they said July 15th is the deadline, and we just passed that, and so that's it. He's playing on that 5th-year option, and if he plays well and they do well, he'll probably get extended. But if he doesn't play well or if he's hurt, I don't think he gets extended. And I'm not going Kizzy. I'd be more than okay with bringing him to Tennessee. I'd be more than fine bringing him to Tennessee. But at the same time, we ain't got that kind of money because I know he gonna ask for like a 5-year, $180 million contract, and I ain't trying to pay him that much money. But so those are my people at 10. My honorable mentions. I didn't really have any honorable mentions. I kind of really was locked in for those folks. I didn't really go there. Who did I have at 9? I think it was it Dak? Yes. Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott was number 9. How do I get to my goddamn... There we go. Dak Prescott was number 9. Yeah. Dak was number 9. Now, he already not clutch. He's already not clutch. Yeah, he got Geek, but Geek has lost some of his star power. They lost Amari Cooper, so now it's just CeeDee Lamb and I think Gallup. I think they still have Dalton Schultz. I'm pretty sure they still have Dalton Schultz. But I mean, I can't move Dak any higher than 9 because he doesn't really. He has done nothing in his career except lead fucking stats. Like, he always gets stats. That's all he does. And that's it. He's not clutch. He doesn't make spectacular plays. But he's never really been able to do really anything. Like, I think, honestly, personally, I think that Zeke back in 2016 was the reason Dak was so good. So, Dak's been good without Zeke. It's not like he's not good or anything. It's just that I don't think he's going to... I put him at 9 because I don't know if he can get Dallas a championship or even get them to the Super Bowl. That plus their defense, I don't believe in their defense. We'll talk about Trayvon Diggs. We will talk about Trayvon Diggs and Geek. Number 8, I got Russell Wilson. He has switched teams to Denver, and immediately Denver is now a playoff team. They have a good receiving core that is very young, and Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, and I'm missing somebody. Who am I missing? But they got Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton. Those two together are pretty good. Now, they have not proven that they are elite because Jeudy was hurt a lot. Sutton was coming off of ACL. He didn't have a spectacular year. So, we don't know really how good they are. I think that we're overhyping the Broncos a little too much. Like, a little too much. We're overhyping the Broncos. Like, I still think the Broncos are the weakest team in the AFC West, personally. So, but Russ is coming into a good situation. They got that running back, what's his name? Javonte Williams. That dude was kind of fly last year. We'll see how he performs this year. Because there's always a running back who has a great season out of nowhere. Like James Robinson, not Raheem Mostert. But there was like Jerick McKinnon had some decent seasons with Minnesota. James Robinson, I already said him, but James Robinson on Jacksonville had that great rookie season. But it's like they're undrafted for a reason. I don't think Javonte was undrafted, but still, it's like there's always one running back every year. Like way back when with the Broncos before, Philip Lindsay. He was undrafted. He was really good, and now he's fallen off of the face of the earth. I don't know where he is anywhere. Okay? So, we'll see what happens. I had to put Russ at 8. I want to look at the Broncos wide receiving core real quick. Bro, fix yourself. Please, fix yourself. Thank you. Who are their wide receivers? Yeah, KJ Hamler. I think that's what I was thinking about. Yeah. Jeudy Sutton and KJ Hamler. Hamler is decent. You know, he's a speed threat. Judy's pretty good and Sutton's pretty good, but Sutton's pretty good, but none of them have proven that they are ascending to be great receivers. Like, and I like Jerry Jeudy. I like him a lot. But if he can't stay healthy, that health is a mother clucker. Health is something special. But we'll see how good they do. I still think they're the weakest team in the AFC West, like I said earlier. Their defense is pretty good, but it's like now that they don't have Von Miller, I don't know who they got who's gonna be their pass rushing duo. Like I know they got Bradley Chubb, but it's like, what has Bradley Chubb done since he had that great rookie season? He's not been an elite pass rusher. He hasn't been top tier in any way since then. He hasn't had like. Let me see his stats. Bradley Chubb. He's Nick Chubb's brother. Not really. I don't think that's true at all. If it is, I wouldn't be shocked. But I mean, yeah, no. He didn't even have a sack last year. Yeah, no. Who are their pass rushers? Who are their pass rushers for this year? Cool, you got Justin Simmons. He great. Cool, you got Pat Surtain coming up. He great. But outside of them two, what else you got? Like what? They do tend to have a decent defense though. I'll give them that. Like for what they have, like they don't generally have a huge amount of talent, but they make it work. It's just that I don't know, man. They seem weak to me. But yeah, that's why I got Russ at 8. But Russ immediately makes them better. I know that for sure. 7, I put Matt Stafford because I mean, for one, you just won the Super Bowl. You're bringing back Cam Akers, who helped you win the Super Bowl. You got Coop Kupp, who's turned into an elite receiver. You brought in Allen Robinson to replace OBJ, which, in my opinion, he's just as good as OBJ, if not better. Maybe he's not as athletic as OBJ, but, you know, OBJ be hurt. So, And then they got some other people. I don't know. I don't know who their tight end is. I think is it Higbee? It might be Higbee, but who knows? And of course they got that elite defense. I mean, any team should be good with that kind of defense. So, but I had to put Stafford at 7 because he was great, and yeah, he was talented. Like, come on, Stafford was really the Rams' last piece. He made the team better. Yes, he did make the team better, but that's because he's clutch. It's really because he's clutch. Jared Goff was not clutch in any way. Jared Goff really wasn't that good, but he got them to a Super Bowl before, and I think that was in spite of him. So I don't think Matt Stafford really changed much of the team. He's just more clutch. He's better passer for sure, but I had to put him a 7 because of the people that are in front of him are better. Like Aaron Rodgers. Now, okay, I may have jumped the gun here because Aaron Rodgers does not have a wide receiver to his name. They finally drafted one last year. Even though I don't even think it was the first round. He's a second round pick or something bullcrap like that. So we gonna see with Aaron Rodgers because they ain't got a wide receiver to their name. They do got Aaron Jones, but it's like, and in their defense, it's like Jair Alexander. You got some decent pass rushers. You got some good linebackers. You got Rashawn Gary. I like Rashawn Gary. I hope he plays really, really, really well this year. But the Packers just seem weaker this year. Like, without Devontae Adams, I feel without a viable replacement for Devontae Adams, I don't see them being very good. I just don't. I still think they'll be a playoff team, possibly. But you gotta watch out for the Vikings. I feel like they're gonna be sneak good this year. But yeah. I don't know. The Packers just seem weaker this year. Especially at receiver. Like, your number one receiver is Alan Lazard. They couldn't even keep MVS. Like, that's how I knew for sure that they weren't gonna be that good. All right, 5 we got Burrow, we got Joe Shiesty, we got Joe Ice, we got Joe Cool. Sure, he's got all the elite talent around you that you could have. You got a young, good running back in Joe Mixon. You have Jamar Chase. You have T. Mother Clucking Higgins. You have still Tyler Boyd. I don't know who their tight end is, but it really doesn't matter. You have those 3 receivers and Joe Mixon, you will be fine. It immediately makes him top 5, in my opinion. Now, they still ain't got no defense. They have a little bit more of an O-line, but I don't think it's going to be enough for me to it's not enough for me to push Burrow above 5, honestly. Because I still don't believe in their defense, and I still don't think that, and we'll see. But, 4, I got Herbert. And now this is the year for Herbert. I personally think with the moves that the Chargers made, because, like, if the Chargers hadn't made the moves that they made, I'd probably have Burrow over Herbert. I'd probably have Rodgers over Herbert. But, well, probably not Rodgers. But, this is it, all right? They offense was spectacular last year. They kept Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. They still got Austin Eckler. And now what they did is they added to their defense. Like, there's really no reason the Chargers shouldn't win 13 games this year. Like, their defense was horrendous last year. It was annoying to see, actually, how bad their defense was. But they just brought in J.C. Jackson and Khalil Mack. And you could pair Khalil with Joey Bosa, bro. That's death. That's death. Joey's gonna be better, and now Khalil's gonna be better as long as he stays healthy. He is pretty old, which is kind of crazy. He came in the league like at almost 24. and he's been in the league for what, maybe 7 or 8 years now. I don't know what it is for sure, but he's been in the league for a long time. So he's getting up there in age. But then he brought in J.C. Jackson, Mr. Interception himself. Pair him with young corner Asante Samuel Jr. You got corners now. There you go. And then they still got Derwin James. Like, there's really no reason the Chargers can't win the division. If the Chargers don't win the division, I don't think that they're gonna win anything. Honestly, they're never gonna win. They're never gonna win anything if they don't win the division. They're never gonna ever win the division if they don't win it this year. Like, that's how I feel personally. Like, they should easily be able to win the division. Jeez. 3, I had Josh Allen. Now now Josh Allen was spectacular last year. I can't count. Now, the Bills as a team were not that great, but Josh Allen was still great. Ooh, my fault. So I had him at 3. The Bills were already good. They got better by adding Von Miller. Now, I don't know who their starting receivers are. I know they still have Gabriel Davis and Stephon Diggs, but like, well, okay, well, they have Gabriel Davis and Stephon Diggs. What the frick am I talking about? They still, I don't know who they draft. Did they draft a running back in this draft? Because their running game was booty meat last year. I don't know if they drafted a running back or not in this draft. So they got who they got? Who they running backs? Zach Moss. Yeah, it was James Cook. And I'm not gonna cap. I'm not as high on James Cook as other people. Because look, James Cook is good and stuff, but like, there was a reason he was never like the number 1 running back at Georgia. For one thing, they kept bringing in talents better than him. And then he's kind of small. He's not even 200 pounds. Like, the dude's kind of skinny. And then they got Devin Singletary, who I think is their best running back. So I don't think the Bills' running game will be that much better. But I think it'll probably still be fine because of the way the Bills' passing attack is. And with Josh Allen on the team, you're immediately going to be good. So I think that the Bills should win the division easily by at least 4 games. They should win the division by at least 4 games. So we gonna see what happens there. 2, of course, is Pat Mahomes. And now it's like, oh, Pat Mahomes lost Tyreek Hill. How's he gonna do that? It's like, well, they did a decent job at replacing him. They brought in Juju Smith in MVS. And they still have Travis Kelce. They still got Mecole Hardman. It's not like they got they got worse at receiver, but it's not like the Packers did. Like, the Packers let go of Devontae Adams, and they were not going, and they essentially were like, okay, whoever we got is whoever we got. Like, they didn't try to replace him with multiple players in any way. I mean, they did draft one guy, but I don't think he's going to be that spectacular or anything. All these North Dakota State guys we keep bringing that keep getting drafted. I'm like, Carson Wentz, Trey Lance. Titans drafted a North Dakota State player, lineman. He ain't been great. And now now it's a receiver. It's like, there's a reason they went to North Dakota State and not Nebraska, which is right under North Dakota. Or, you know what I mean. It was right under South Dakota, the Dakota states. All right, Nebraska. Anyway, which is a big school. It's like, so come on. And then, of course, number 1 is Tom Brady. And really, you can't argue it going into the season. He had a great year last year. The defense really let him down last year. I ain't gonna cap. But he had another great year last year. Nothing changed. Nothing really changed. They still have Mike Evans. They still have Chris Godwin. They brought in Russell Gage, who's a good who's a good number 3 receiver. Now, he was on the Falcons, so it obviously didn't make him look great. But when you're playing with Brady, come on now. And then you got Fournette in the backfield. So, I mean, this team is still going to be really daggum good. They're more than likely going to win the division. Probably win at least 13, maybe 12, 13 games, maybe 14. Who knows? So, that's how that is. That's my top 10. Shoot, I might just do the next one right now. I could easily just do the next one right now. I don't think I will, but those are my top 10 QBs, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to tune in again because I will be for sure making a reaction video to SummerSlam. It's weird. I'm a football and wrestling guy. It's weird. I don't think a lot of people do that kind of thing. But because I will be at SummerSlam. It's going to be happening in my hometown. So I'm all the way there. I might do some live reactions. Who knows? Might post some live reactions. We'll see. But that'll do it. Y'all go ahead and peace out. I'm going to go ahead and peace out. Y'all stay up. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay golden. Yeah.
We appreciate all the supporters. Most importantly, we appreciate